After the VA scandal of 2014, the Veterans Administration got a pretty bad rap. It was discovered that managers were manipulating data and falsifying records in order to cover up unacceptable wait times. But we can't let a few bad apples ruin the entire face of the organization that so many people use for their healthcare benefits. As the son of a former Marine and the grandson of an Army veteran, I've seen firsthand what an invaluable resource the Veterans Administration can be to those who served our country. So what did the Veterans Administration get out of this whole scandal? Well, first they needed to address the wait times. So they created the Veterans Access, Choice, and Accountability Act of 2014. Under this new act, any veterans who had to wait more than 30 days to get an appointment at their local VA center could now go to the private sector and still be covered under the benefits of the Veterans Administration. In addition, the Veterans Administration held a stand down. In other words, all of the Veterans Service Centers throughout the country stopped their daily operations in order to serve just those on the urgent care list. On that day, February 27, 2016, 93% of the 80,000 veterans on that urgent care waiting list were contacted. The Veterans Administration also created a website which would display wait times and quality of the service the veterans were getting at those centers. And not only did this allow them to know how long they'd be waiting for an appointment, it also restored trust by creating transparency in the Veterans Administration system. But the VA didn't stop there. They also addressed the access with this Veterans Choice Accountability Program. Now, any veteran who needed service and lived more than 40 miles from a Veterans Service Center could get treated in the private sector under the care of the Veterans Administration. Also, if treatment was not available at the local VA center, you could go to the private sector and get treatment there. This changed the life of a man named Ken Rainey, a veteran from Mississippi who was diagnosed with throat cancer. He was told that the only treatment was chemotherapy and that he would lose his 12 back teeth, or when the radiation went through his jaw, it would kill them. So he wasn't happy with this. He went online, did some research, found a center in Knoxville, Tennessee, called Provision Cares, who was testing a new therapy called proton therapy. And with this, he'd be able to keep his back teeth and avoid having to eat through a feeding tube for the rest of his life. No similar treatment was available anywhere near where Mr. Rainey lived. So because of this new Veterans Access Law, he was covered to go to Knoxville, Tennessee, and his stay was covered so that he could get this therapy that he needed. The Veterans Administration also created another initiative called MyVA, who has 5 primary goals: improving veteran experience, improving employee experience, achieving support service excellence, establishing culture of continuous improvement, and enhancing strategic partnerships. Thanks to MyVA, as of today, all 168 Veteran Service Centers now participate in same-day appointments. They also initiated an application on the telephone mobile device called the Veterans Appointment Request app. And in this, you can schedule an appointment, edit appointment, cancel an appointment, all from a touchscreen telephone or tablet. The VA is also focusing on PTSD. They teamed up with the Department of Defense to create what's called the DoD VA Integrated Mental Health Strategy. The goal of this is to increase access of mental health care to all veterans and families, and to also continue to grow and adapt to the growing needs of all these members of the armed forces. And they do this based on 28 strategies based on operational concerns and also performance metrics. VA also participates in many prevention programs. There are 300 vet centers to help veterans get back into the daily lives after returning from combat. This was visited in 2013 by 200,000 visitors. They also have 70 mobile vet centers, and those who are diagnosed with PTSD are screened annually, and then every 5 years after that. Every veteran that goes into a primary care facility is also screened for PTSD. Lastly, we have the National PTSD Center, which is the world's largest research and education center for PTSD. The goal is to turn the research into therapy as quickly as possible to get it into the hands of those who really need it. They have a state-of-the-art website, which for both doctors and patients provides diagnostic tools, educational materials, and plenty of research. The VA healthcare system is the largest integrated healthcare system in the country, and it's not perfect, but it needs time to improve. The VA has made sure that these initiatives are going to help it keep growing so that it can meet the needs of veterans and their families.